Hello, guys. This is Ranger Gamer 06. How's everyone doing today? Uh, Today is a video game review. Now, it's not the review of the first Dying Light, like I said, uh, because short story, my friend still has my copy. He forgot to give it back to me. So, however, I beat the second one, Dying Light 2 Stay Human. I just beat it like 30 minutes ago. I had to collect my thoughts on it and everything. Now, I did show you this game on the day I bought it. Uh, but before I get into this review, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Follow me on Twitter. The information is down below. And yeah, Dying Light 2 Stay Human. As you can see, I played it on the PlayStation 4 because I don't have a PS5 yet. And for mature, it's from Techland. Over 80 awards and nomination. Yeah, you can see my cat right there. There's a spine in the back. It's one player, 2 to 4 player for network, 60 gigabyte, PS4 Pro Enhanced, DualShock Online Play optional. It says 15 years after the virus won, civilization has fallen back to the dark ages. Plunge into the post-apocalyptic world and explore the reaches of one of the last standing cities. Shape it with your choices and face the consequences as you decide its fate. And here's the inside. And a bunch of it fell out. Now, I showed you this before, but this is Walmart exclusive. And at the time, I didn't know this guy's name. It's Ader. He's with the Peacekeeper, PK. I think these are demolishers, and that's you, the main character, Aiden Caldwell. And it's got some background art. So there are pros and cons. And I'm gonna get with cons first, get out of the way, and then I'll tell you what I do like about it. Uh, a lot of guys are already familiar with this. This game has bugs in it. Not surprising, most games do. And I knew about it before I dived into this game. 'Cause I still wanted to play it because I love the first one so much. Uh, one of the things was I noticed, and it's not a big deal to me because I've seen this in other games. It's a texture, like you'll be traveling, especially fast traveling. Yeah, this game has fast traveling. I don't recall fast traveling in the first game. Uh, but I'll get to that here in a minute. But when you fast travel, sometimes the character or the NPCs, their skin's it's like all gray for just a split second, but then the proper texture pops up. Um, and another issue, and I've read this before I play the game. I think for the most part they fixed it, but it's still there a little bit, and that's the dialogue. Uh, like if you had on subtitles, that's how I play my games. And sometimes you'll see the subtitle, but you're not hearing the voices, or sometimes the voices comes late. So that's a bit annoying. And then after fast traveling, uh, and this is one of the new features in the game, is you clear out these metro stations. Now I think I got a trophy for getting all of them, but you clear them out, but you want to do it at night. That's when the infectees come out at night. Now not all of them have zombies. Some of them have bandits, but you clear them out. You turn the power on, and it becomes a fast traveling point. So much easier to travel throughout the game. But one of the annoying bugs, and I think it happened to me 3 times, was when you fast travel, sometimes when you arrive at whatever location you fast travel to, you get stuck. Like, you'll be halfway in the ground, or you'll be stuck in the wall, and you have no choice but to quit the game and reload it. And it happened to me 3 times, so that was a little bit annoying. I think there was more, but I can't think at the top of my head. Uh, the enemies, some of the human AIs were annoying. Like, I feel like they dodge too much or they block too much. And, there was a few times where I swung my weapon and I know I hit them, but they dodge it like I didn't hit them. So that was a little bit annoying. But that's my complaint. But the game is very much playable. Uh, the pros, it's a huge step up, at least the gameplay wise, especially the combat. It's a huge step up from the first game. Uh, if you're not familiar with the story, first of all, it takes place in Villador, while in the first game you were in Haran. Here you're in Villador, and you play as a pilgrim. They're like these night runners, whatever. And this guy, I believe that's the main character, Aiden Caldwell. You're looking for your sister Mia, because you and her 15 years ago when y'all were kids, you were an experiment for the GRE. If you play the first game, you'll know who they are. And the doctor, Waltz, was the doctor that did the experiment on you, and you're trying to hunt him down. He's the main antagonist in the game. And this is where I know it's the title of the video. If you guys read, I'll put some spoilers. And this is where the spoiler comes in. The story was good, but I was slightly disappointed that it didn't really tell us what really happened in the first game, like which ending was canon. It didn't like we don't know what happened to the main character from the first game, which was Kyle Crane. I mean, did he die? Did he survive? Did he turn? We don't really know. Uh, in the beginning of the game, the prologue, it's before you reach the city. Uh, the one of the characters, he's also a pilgrim. I think his name is Spike, and he says something about, "I wish he was here to see this." He's referred to Kyle Crane. So what did he mean by that? I don't know. So I guess the main character from the first game, his fate is unknown. Uh, so I was kind of disappointed. I really wish they would explain more of what happened in the first game. But don't let it get to it's still a good game. I love it. Of course, you get experience points, you get combat and parkour. That's like from climbing and running and jumping. Uh, if you haven't played this, the best way to describe it, it's Dead Island meets Mirror's Edge. So, one new feature is called a paraglider. Yes, you get a paraglider. When I first got that, I wasn't for sure. I guess because I wasn't playing it right, 'cause I kept going down. It was annoying me. But but when you get the hang of it, it's very useful, and you can use these vents that will help you go up in the air, and it restores your stamina. Now you have to be careful when using a paraglider because it will use your stamina. And I remember every time I get points, whatever, I increase my stamina more than my health bar. So stamina is very important in this game. So you might want to increase that. And of course, you get these windmills. Uh, you unlock windmills, and they become your safe house. And then these factions. There's three factions. There's the PK, which is the peacekeeper. They're kind of like the police slash military. They're like the blue color. And then you have survivors, the yellow. And then you have the red. I think the red, the renegades. Now, renegades you don't join. There's only two factions you can pick it between. That is the peacekeepers or the survivors. I was kind of going in between. Survivor is more of a neutral. PK is a good faction, from my understanding, and the renegades are the bad faction. Those are the bandits. Uh, they want to cause chaos. But what's interesting about these factions, throughout the game, you'll come across like water station, electricity station, to restore power. And each faction has their own perks. For example, Survivor has zip lines and little tires that act like trampolines and you jump. It makes you it makes traveling faster. While PK, their perks like car bombs, electric fences, crossbow. So you kind of have to pick which one you want. The more electricity and water you give to certain factions, you get their perks. So I think I was leaning more towards Survivor in the end. I can't remember now. Uh, and then you have what's called inhibitors. Every three inhibitors you get uh, creates a point, and you use that to either increase your health or your stamina. And like I said, I focus on my stamina a lot more than my health, and I recommend you do that. Okay, it does make the game easier. Once your stamina gets to a point where you're satisfied, then I will start increasing your health. Because the beginning of the game, I was kind of worried that my stamina was running out so fast. And I'm like, I don't remember this game being that hard, the first game. And it do because of the main character, you experiment, you transform or you're trying to prevent it. So when you're in a dark area, a timer will display on the top screen, and when that timer runs out, your immunity runs out. However, you can get what is called immunity booster. It's like a inhaler, and you use it to refill your immunity bar. But the more stamina and more health bar you get, it increases. If the game starts out, you get like 5 minutes. I think I have where I left off. When I beat the game, I had like 16 minutes. So yeah, so you want to get those inhibitors, increase your stamina, increase your health to increase the time limit. That way you can explore in dark areas more longer, longer times. Uh, and that was the thing that kind of upset me at first when I had like 5 minutes, because I like to explore and take my time. So then, and that's why it took me a while to beat this game. Now I didn't do everything. I did not get every single inhibitor yet. I may go back and do that. Of course, I didn't do the challenges. I did get all the. It's called a GRE anomaly. They're these special zombies. They're called revenants. The best way to describe them, actually, they're in the back of the cover. That's them right there. The best way to describe these guys, they look like a zombie version of Slender Man. Now, I think there's 11 or 12 of them. I did get a trophy for getting all of them. Uh, they're not that hard. I mean, they jump around. You know, they're like in each areas. Like there's two big areas, the old Villador, and then you go into the city, which that's when you get the paraglider. But the old Villador, that's where you start out. There's three locations, three revenants, and every time you defeat a revenant, you loot the like a trailer or something, and it has the inhibitor in it. So you want to do those. So I did complete those. So yeah, it's a fun game. The combat I thought was easier. The fighting was easier. The patch that they released a few weeks ago added more blood. Your weapon will be covered in blood the more you use it. Blood will splatter on the wall. Yeah, it's a very gruesome game. Easy combat because I thought the combat wasn't fair in the first game until you get better weapons. But here, it was satisfying from beginning to end. And there's no guns at all, but you do get a bow and arrow, a crossbow. So there's different arrows you can get. Regular, there's infected arrows, shock, poison, fire. So yeah, really cool. Uh, Good game, good storyline. Uh, I don't know if we're gonna see a story DLC like the first one did with the following. The ending I got was satisfying. I love the ending I got. Uh, but yeah, it's a good step up. Just a few minor bugs, the dialogue, and being stuck in the wall or the ground when you're fast traveling. So be careful. But other than that, it's a good game. If you play the first game, you need to play this one. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. All right, guys, that is all. That's my review. That's my thoughts on this. What do you guys think? Have you played it? Uh, I'm pretty sure there'll be a third one. I wouldn't be surprised. Uh, and I know I mentioned them. This is weird because I believe this is the same company that made Dead Island. Dead Island, I couldn't really get into, but this is a much better game in my opinion. So if someone were to ask me what's my favorite zombie game, it's the Dying Light series, one and two. Awesome game, you gotta play. It's really good. Uh oh, and the nighttime, I almost forgot. The nighttime, the first game, the volatiles, they are in this one, but the way it worked in this one, the nighttime it's actually a little bit easier. Uh, they got these zombies. I forgot what they're called. Screamers. If they spot you, a chase will ensue. There's four stages of the chase. The higher the number, that's when the volatile comes out. So far, it don't happen to me twice, I think. But just find a UV light and you'll be safe. So yeah, and speaking of UV lights, you can actually get a UV light to defend yourself. You can throw it to fend off the zombies. You got hand grenades. You got mines. Very good game. You know, I think the developer did a good job. It's a good game. I highly recommend it if you love zombies and open world. But that's it, guys. This is Ranger Gamer 06. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Follow me on Twitter, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.